Welcome back. Well, every week we look forward to that Friday feeling, but our next guests are here to tell us it's actually going to be Don't Friday. And here to explain are Dennis Cournoyer from the American Cancer Society and Dr. Scott Sheftel from Healthy Skin Dermatology. Gentlemen, thank you for coming today.
Morning.
It's a great thing that we're bringing awareness to this because we are going to start to get really hot. The sun's going to be out in full force and people really need to start protecting themselves. So, Dennis, let's start with you. What really is Don't Friday?
Yes, Don't Friday occurs on the Friday before Memorial Day weekend typically. And it's usually a weekend that people like to spend a lot of time outside. And we want to make sure people are aware of how they should be protecting their skin and being sun safety, especially during those hours of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. when people are outside, and that's when the sun is at its most. So it's not just for this weekend, it's not just for the summer, but it's year-round that we really need to make sure that people are aware of what they can do to prevent themselves from being harmed by the sun rays.
Absolutely, and it's something that I don't think a lot of people have in their mind all the time. You know, even if you're doing your day-to-day errands around town, you know, the sun might hit you for 5 minutes at a time. That's still going to do something to your skin if you don't have the proper protection. So, Doctor, why would you say that Arizonans should really be concerned about their skin?
Well, our concern is that skin cancer is the most common type of cancer with an incidence that surpasses all other types of skin cancer, or all other types of cancers. And that includes breast, lung, colon, and prostate. So an eye-opening statistic is that 1 in 5 Americans are going to have a skin cancer during their lifetime.
That's shocking.
It is shocking. It's something that people don't know and they don't pay attention to. So our concern is shared that the incidence is increasing, and there's morbidity and a mortality that's associated with skin cancer.
Well, that's certainly the aspect that people don't really think about. They don't take it to that point.
So there is good news, though. And the good news is early detection, and that most skin cancers are treatable, and in some cases even preventable.
Very good. And there are certain signs that people should really be looking out for on their skin as far as changes that could indicate something like cancer. So what should people really keep their eye out for?
Well, every person has to have a familiarity with their skin as far as things that are changing. We look for irregular pigmentation, we look for lumps and bumps, changes in size, shape, color, or appearance. Very important when you see these types of changes that you take notice. And the Academy of Dermatology puts out what we call the ABCs of melanoma. We're looking for asymmetry in pigmented areas, borders that are irregular, colors that are reds, blacks, whites, and a diameter usually greater than a pencil eraser.
Okay. So all these are very important things to look out for. How often do you think people should really screen themselves or go to the doctor, to the dermatologist to get screened?
That's a great question. We believe that there should be annual checks because there's a lot of areas that people don't check on themselves, especially on their backs, the backs of their legs. Very important areas. There are high places that people do get skin cancers. And as far as seeing something that you're concerned about, you definitely should consult a medical professional and get an evaluation, get checked out.
Get somebody with a trained eye to see something that you can't necessarily see, like you were saying.
Absolutely.
Even in areas of your body that you never would have thought this would manifest itself. So, Dennis, you know, going back to the prevention part of this, which is the biggest thing that we can do to really stop these things from happening to us, what does the ACS recommend as far as preventing UV rays from really penetrating our skin?
Sure, we try to come up with some kind of fun little slogan, and the first thing would be to slip on a long sleeve t-shirt. We know it's hot outside, but obviously a long sleeve shirt obviously protects more skin, so that's the first one. Then slop on some sunscreen, and it needs to be broad spectrum sunscreen. 30 SPF or greater is really the recommended, and applying it as recommended on the labels. Then a wide brim hat is very important. We want people to have that. I mean, baseball caps are okay, but the wide brim protects more of the face, the nose, the back of the neck, the ears. And then a pair of sunglasses. Wrap on some sunglasses, look cool, protect those eyes and the skin around the eyes because that also sunburns.
Perfect. Well, these are, like I said, these are things that people don't necessarily think about every day. They think, well, I'm going to look dorky in a hat. Well, no, you're not. It's actually cool to protect your skin these days because you never know what's going to happen. You never know when it's going to hit. So very important that we're bringing, again, this awareness back to protecting our skin from the medical aspect of it, and also from bringing perspective and bringing awareness again to skin cancer through the American Cancer Society. So I want to thank you both so much for joining us today and sort of nipping it in the bud before summertime. So thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now tomorrow again, guys, is Don't Friday, which is a reminder from the American Cancer Society to practice sun safety this holiday weekend and really throughout the year. To learn more, you can call 800-227-2345 or visit cancer.org.